Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. Agit Kabayel knocks out Zhilei Zhang. Gets a count-out win in 6 rounds. Another great fight. Great, really entertaining heavyweight tussle. It was a big right hook, sort of a shovel uppercut, if you like, to the solar plexus that finished off Zhang. And the bodywork was what won it essentially for Kabayel. That and obviously a ton of guts and a ton of grit. I mean, amazing. And in fact, Kabayel picked up the WBC interim world heavyweight title. Why we need that, I don't know. We don't need it, obviously. It's just another excuse for the WBC to milk a few quid out of the old sanctioning fee. But very graciously, Alexander Usyk gave him the belt afterwards. Look, this was a terrific dust-up between Kabayel, who now moves to 26 wins with 18 KOs. When you consider that 2 years ago, he was just a sort of former EBU champ who was an also-ran, who was just floating around, career going nowhere. He's from Germany. He's still based in Germany. He hasn't gone to America or anywhere else. He's kind of floated under the radar somewhat, because Germany has a good boxing scene, but it's not one of those traditionally international bases to work from. Very often fighters will go to the US, but or they might come to Britain, But look, 32 years of age, he's in his prime, and it was the body punches that chopped the hell out of just as he did with Arslanbek Makhmudov, another big, ugly, tough guy. He just chopped Zhang down, and this is the third fight in a row where I think the body punches have been absolutely vital for his work. Now, Zhang, at 41 years of age, came in with 27 wins, 2 defeats, never been stopped before, 1 draw. Enormous, man, just absolutely enormous. And he started really quickly, and he looked ominous. I mean, his hands for a guy that size are so fast. He's a southpaw. But Kabayel, no fear in him whatsoever. I mean, Kabayel is a big guy. He's 6'3". He's, I don't know, what did he weigh for this fight? Something like 240 or something like that. So he's not a small guy, but he's totally dwarfed by Zhang. And yet he wasn't. He was boxing on the back foot, but being aggressive with it. Banging the body punches in. He's an orthodox guy, orthodox fighter. Kabayel, slinging in the punches, boom, the nice jab, mixing up the work. But Zhang, when he's fresh, is a hell of a dangerous fighter. And in fact, he landed, I think it was southpaw, so it was a right hook, and then he brought the backhand over, and it hit Kabayel. And you were thinking, ooh, that was in the first round. You're thinking, you don't want to take too many of those, for Christ's sake. But Kabayel seemed to have it in his head that he was going to make Zhang maintain that pace and therefore grind him down, which essentially is what he did. Now, I thought Zhang won that opening round, but I gave the next 2 to Kabayel, right? And then in the fourth, I think there was the first signs of Zhang getting hit too much, because he had I think it was the right eye, he had a bit of a swelling, and there was a bump on his forehead. Now, they were probably just cosmetic, bumps and grazes, cosmetic damage. But most importantly of all, by the 4th round, he was huffing and puffing. Oh, yes, he was. And in the 5th round, he was on the verge of being stopped. Kabayel was putting the heat on him. I repeat, the body punches were the main attribute, but the headshots weren't doing Zhang a lot of good either. And then suddenly, from the southpaw stance, Kabayel Zhang fires over a backhand, which of course is the left hand. It's a left cross essentially. Catches Kabayel on the ear as he's coming in and puts him on the floor. The big bang. He turned it round. What do you think? Well, Kabayel gets up and his legs look pretty sturdy. Got a good chin, this guy, really, really good chin. And so has Zhang, to be honest with you. It's just that the bodywork from Kabayel was absolutely exemplary. How many times do we have to say it? Go to the body, from the word go. It is, as Teddy Atlas used to call it, money in the bank. Water in the basement to bring the house down. And then, of course, the 6th round starts again, and you might think, well, Zhang is, revitalised, having got the knockdown, 10-8 for him, he's back in the game. But Kabayel, roughly a minute in, Kabayel lands a big left hook to the body, and Zhang turns to one side and sort of steps away, and the referee steps between them and stops the action. And you're thinking, the impression I got is that the referee thought that Zhang was about to take a knee, so he stopped the action to begin the count, but Zhang didn't take the knee. So in actual fact, the ref ended up waving them together again to fight on, and Kabayel was kind of, well, Zhang was given a get-out-of-jail-free card, but it only lasted for about another minute, because what does Kabayel do? Straight back to work, in his face, body to head to body, both hands, as I say, is an orthodox stance. And then there's this enormous shovel right uppercut, right on the solar plexus. Down goes Zhang, grimacing like hell. Like I say, he had cosmetic damage to the face. And could he have gotten up? He just looked shagged. I don't think it was just the body punching, although that was enough. I think it's the fact that his gas tank is so bad. He gasses out by the halfway mark. He has to fight at his own pace. Otherwise, he just gets drained. And he was counted out. And so it's a 6-round KO for Agit Kabayel. And you know what? You can make a case, a strong case, push aside Alexander Usyk, who is head and shoulders above them, at least in terms of achievement and in terms of stature. You can make a case for Agit Kabayel being the second best heavyweight in the world at the moment. All right, because those 3 wins over Magmadov, Frank Sanchez, and now Zhilei Zhang, all stoppages. None of them have gone beyond 7 rounds. That is some form right there, some serious form. So well done to Agit Kabayel. What did you think of this fight? Were you as impressed as I was? Great heavyweight tussle. Enormous bombs flying all over the place. Let me know what you think. Comments below as usual. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the like button. We've got so much more to come. What a great night of boxing this is. Great night of boxing. Excellent, Turkey. You're doing all right, mate. The little fella. And he was sitting at ringside as well for the preliminaries. He doesn't just waltz in at the 11th hour. No, he's been sitting there watching all the youngsters, all the boxing. He's making a believer out of me, that little fella. Anyway, comments below. I'm going to enjoy reading them, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.